What is going on, everybody? Let me get this off the screen. There we go. We're here. 2025 giveaway and big announcement. Do me a favor. Let me know if you're in the chat. Right now, I only see Vince V. Nice. What is going on, brother? How are you? But waiting for everybody to pile in here. Hopefully, get a good amount of people because I have something awesome to give away. All right. This is a once in a lifetime thing, in my opinion. You're not going to see anything else along these lines ever again from me or from anyone. So make sure that you're here for this one. I want to say hello to everyone who does pop in. Gordon Sisk, what is going on, brother? Nice to see you. Vince V. Nice. Again, I said that before. David Clark, what's going on? My buddy John Rowe, how are you? DC Chris in the chat. Hello to everybody. Again, we're doing a massive giveaway. We're going to get more into the giveaway, of course, but I got to tell you guys, I'm super excited. And we get everybody in here. We're going to go for maybe about an hour tonight till 7:30. We're going to do the giveaway near the end, but just awesome to kind of sit with you guys and go over the past nearly 7 years that I have been doing YouTube. Wrong number. What's going on? Hey, how are you? Thanks for joining us here tonight. Again, we're going to do, you got to be here live to win this thing tonight. So hang on. I know it's going to be a while, but like we always do, we're going to have everybody here. I'm going to have you put something in the chat, like a hashtag something. And then, you know, that's how we're going to do the giveaway. So let me just get on here and make sure that I can do this. I should have done this beforehand. So just hang tight, guys. There we go. I got it. I got it. I got it. Hang tight. Hang tight. There we go. You know what? I can't do it from here. Ha ha ha. I have to use StreamYard to do it. Well, that's not good. So we're going to have to do it a different way. So what I'm going to do when we get to it is I'm going to pick a number. I'm going to write it down on a piece of paper. And then I'm going to have everybody guess that number because I thought I could do this with Restream, but I can't. So should have probably paid more attention to that. But either way, we're still giving away this thing here tonight. I'm not going nuts. We're definitely doing this tonight. So I'm not worried. We're going to do a number system where I'm going to pick a number, one out of something, and then we'll go that way. And if we have two people who guess that number, then I'll do another one with just those two people, and they will pick another number out of one, like a smaller range, and we'll go that way. So let me say to other people who have joined in the chat, let's say hello to Does This Look Infected? Happy Saturday. What is going on? We have Vince V. Nice. Again, been watching your channel a long time. Thanks for doing this giveaway. My boy DZ21 headed home from work. Man, you're working on a Saturday. That sucks. Cross Bronx Collectibles. I'm 7 hours ahead on vacation in Greece, but wouldn't miss this for the world. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that. Michael Collins, first time visiting. Let's go. Love your channel. Keep up with the good work. Make sure you guys are subbed up. Like I said, you have to be a sub. I will check if you win this that you are subbed up to the channel. So keep that in mind. And my boy Derek Neiman, who's another channel member. Hello. Pick a number between 1 and 2, he says. Yeah, definitely not that. You know, I thought I could use the StreamYard picker without being on StreamYard, but I cannot. I just think Restream is a better platform and it's free and it looks a hell of a lot nicer. So I will say that. But either way, we're giving this bad boy away. And like I said before, if you've been following me, I have a big announcement to make. So I am happy to do that as well. We're going to do that later on in the show. But I want to talk about 7 years doing this shit. So maybe you're bored and you don't want to hear this, but I'm reminiscing a little bit. And we're going to play a little video at the end right before I tell you what that big announcement is. But 7 years I've been doing this goddamn thing. And, you know, I think I've gotten a lot better since the time I have started. And I've always tried to put out content for you guys that was entertaining, informative, but also something that I like talking about. So a lot of people out there, they like different types of content. They like, you know, a lot of people like the top 10s I do. They like to know about price, you know, valuations that are going on with comics or other things. And it's not just comics that I do here on the channel. I do, you know, toy stuff. I do Pail Kids. I do, you know, hopefully some other card stuff I'm going to be doing in the future. So I've had a lot of people reach out to me lately and say that they like the toy stuff that I've been doing, a lot of different type of content that I've never done before, and kind of broadening that approach. And I do think it's important to do that because I grew up in the 1980s and 90s and a little bit in the 2000s, and I've always been a kid at heart. So I've always loved, a lot of these things that I grew up with, and I know a lot of people out there share the same type of things and the share same type of likes that I do. So, and if you've watched my channel, you've known that I've gotten some crazy views on some new stuff that I had been doing about the Masters of the Universe film, some toy videos. I've gotten some really great feedback and some views. So it's about time that I broaden the channel, and doing that in a different way is the big announcement that I'm going to be making here today. But we're going to save that for a little later, probably around 7 o'clock. I'll announce what that big announcement's going to be. And then after that, we'll do the giveaway. So let me catch up a bit. Kevin McKee, what is going on, my friend? Brooklyn born, evening all. Second best, Bob. You are the first best, Bob, to me. How you doing? Appreciate you popping on here. Does this look infected? Says, I love your content and look forward to every video. Thank you so much, man. It really makes me happy to hear because, I try hard at this shit and I spend a lot of time with some of the stuff that I do. And it's almost too much at times to kind of keep doing everything that I'm doing, because if I'm not having fun doing this, then why am I doing it? So I don't know about you guys, but I'd like to hear from the chat. What do you guys like to watch on YouTube? Is it only that these top 10s? Do you like listening to live streams? Do you like listening to podcasts? Do you like listening to vintage videos where they're talking about something that you grew up with as a kid? Like, I'd really love to hear from you guys and gals. What do you always go to? I know there's a bunch of guys still doing drama shit, which I'm kind of over at this point. Like, I want to move past that and do other stuff that people are really going to enjoy, and reminisce about the stuff that we used to love as kids and still do to this day, because that's what this channel is about. My boy Danny says that those early videos were cringeworthy, but damn, you had bangers unboxings. You definitely came a long way, buddy. And I did. You know what? I always said, like, if you caught me early, the shit that I was buying at the time for insane prices, you go back and I would give prices. I'm finding crazy books for these ridiculous prices, and it's not like that anymore. And it's gotten so hard to find books, and it's really hard for me to buy books personally now, where I am as a collector and as a lover of all things nostalgia. But it is so hard to buy books right now. Is anyone else feeling that way? That, they're finding it hard to go out and spend money? Because I can't do it. I actually went to the Garden State Comic Fest this afternoon. I was there for about 2 hours. I didn't have a bad time, but I don't want to spoil the video it's going to be coming out on Monday, but I literally bought nothing. Okay. I bought nothing. I don't want to spend money unless it's something that I have never seen before. And I was like, holy shit, I'm never going to see that again. It's just not worth it to me. Too many copies of too many books. Yes, I'm just at a point in my life, in my collection, where I've kind of owned everything that I've wanted to. There's certain things out there where I think if I found it at a good price, if you stick around to the end of that video I'm going to put out Monday, you'll see what I did buy from somewhere else. But if I can find something for a good price, I will still pull the trigger, because one, if I already have something and I have a second copy, I can always pass it along to someone else who may still be looking for that, but doesn't have, let's say, the opportunity to buy it where they live. So I'm also willing to do that as well. Let me catch up on the chat. Uh, Vince says list that rank things or list things from the 80s. So that's what he watches. So that's cool. Like, definitely stay tuned, Vince, because I got so many great things coming out. That part of it is a big announcement tonight. Michael Collins, my top 10 is tier. Thank you very much, brother. Appreciate that. Kenneth Bird, an old school sub. Hi to everyone who's here tonight. Cross Bronx says, I'm pretty new, so I like podcasts with veteran comic collectors. So stay tuned, my friend. That's all I'm going to say about that. Second best, Bob says he loves the top 10 Runners Up list, that nobody else does that. I agree. I love that list, but it doesn't get views, man. It does not get views. It's like 1,000 view video for me, which is, I love doing it because I learn so much from that video about books that I didn't know maybe was a minor key, a bigger key that I didn't know about. Just, I try to echo the things that the Key Collector puts out that nobody talks about. And I think it is important. So that's why I'll continue to do that video for now, because it's very, very educational. Not so much for the prices that the books are selling for, but that the key instances that these how do I say this? The keys parts that make the books. Oh my God. You know what I'm saying? What about the books makes it important that nobody else talks about? These specific books is very important knowledge, I think, for a lot of collectors out there that not a lot of people talk about. So that's why I do it. the hot 10 that I do, that same thing that Tom does, is just a fun video. Unfortunately, we do see some of the same stuff over and over, so we'll see what happens with that one. I'm hoping my big announcement will kind of push my channel in more of a different direction. Not that I still won't do that content, because I will, but I want to do other things. And I think it's important to kind of branch out and have people come along with me for the ride. I don't want to spoil it just yet. So let's say to everyone else, Dan T, evening from Copenhagen, Denmark. Thank you for joining us, Dan. This hobby is more fun when you're sharing with others. I agree with you, man. I found a John Byrne sig on a cover of X-Men 13 today in my LCS. Very nice. JSS Brooklyn, what's going on? Afternoon. Darth Lopez is here, spending like $100. What was that? I just spending like $100 a month only. Yeah, man, it's tough. I find that I'm spending money on stuff that you don't see that often. Like if I'm on Elite Comics 11 sale with one of their hosts, Richie Buxell, he always has some crazy eclectic shit that you're not going to find anywhere else, whether it's posters, signed stuff, Garbage Pail Kids, sealed boxes. You can probably see over my shoulder right here in that case. There's 2 boxes full of vintage packs, that I got for a really good deal. Like you're never going to see those again, like in person. So when I see something like that pop up from my childhood, that's not, a lot of money, I'm all over it, because that's what I'm about right now. Bob says he's getting into Golden Age just now. Just got a copy of Captain Marvel Junior 55 for European 20. I don't know what that is, American. Something different for cheap. Absolutely, man. If you can find books for cheap that makes you happy, that you're not spending a lot of money, that's where I think it's at right now. If you're still buying into the big keys, I think that's awesome. But just make sure, I always say it on my videos, it's got to be long-term holds right now. So Darth says he's got obligations to say Manchester United. I'm just refocusing my camera there. I don't know why it's doing that. We have Knives in the chat. I enjoy when your content is educational in some manner, history of pricing. Thank you very much, brother. Wrong number 3 says at the New Jersey Festas while you were there. Oh, I must have mentioned I was there really early. They let me in with a press badge, so I did some filming. Got to talking to a couple of dealers. Some cool stuff you're going to see in that video that comes out Monday that you may not see other places, not just comic books. So make sure you tune into that one. It is filmed with the strap on. So if that kind of stuff makes you sick, walking around, I get it. But there's a big disclaimer in the video, so I won't make you sick on purpose. She says, been only grabbing bigger books if everything aligns, price, condition, etc. And that's how you have to be right now in this market. I am with you on that. Wrong number. If everything's there and it makes sense right now, that's when you do it. Because if it's not, it's definitely, it's better to keep that cash in the pocket right now. So does this look infected? Yes, I always see it on the sales. I'm now hosting a few here and there for Elite, just to help them out and to give me something to do. And it's good for me because I got to see some stuff as well that I don't always get to see if I'm not on a live sale. Especially for me doing a lot of videos of pricing. If I see a certain book sell for a certain price, it's always good for me to be on a sale because I can let you guys know what something's sold for without going to GPA, stuff like that. Excuse me. So yeah, that makes it definitely a lot of fun. So again, we got about 15 minutes to the announcement, and then after that, we'll do the giveaway. But I'd like to say a big thank you to everyone out there, especially if you've been with me since the beginning, because this has been a really fun ride for me. I actually have had people in my town, believe it or not, that I live in, have no idea that I do have a YouTube channel, and have talked to my wife. I'm like, holy shit, I saw your husband on a YouTube fucking channel. I'm like, that's awesome, because I started to listen to some of the stuff he's saying, and I grew up with some of the stuff. And it's just like a commonality that I didn't know I had with seeing certain people that I know. So that makes it fun as well. But where's the broad at? David says the broad might be retiring soon. I don't know. If shit really has to hit the fan for Donna to show back up. We know her, we love her, but you never know. She may be coming back, but we'll see. There really is no news, right? There's no bad news that's really happening right now. I mean, the worst thing is the heritage sales that are happening that are kind of not great when you're having low sales. But other than that, there's nothing. Like, there's a couple guys going back and forth to each other. I saw today, but I don't really want to do that. So second best, Bob says, I'm sorry, does this look second? Okay. He's talking to, does this look infected me? That was the first issue of X-Men I ever bought off the shelf. Here's a good question. Is short boxed a reputable app use? Absolutely. I have an Action Comics number 12, incomplete, that I bought off Shortbox. It is actually a very good app. My problem with Shortbox is, I've said it since day one, is that the app is great. The functionality is great. It presents great. The problem is people listing their books, and that has nothing to do with Shortbox. It's like people who list their books on eBay and they're outrageously overpriced. I like what they're doing about, they have like a green, something's priced right, a yellow is kind of moderately priced, and like a red, if it's like, hey, it's really overpriced. That's a really great tool that they've established for that app. So yes, 100% reputable app, Shortbox. I have bought books off there before as well. Collecting Llama. I love that name, brother. I only like picking up books of characters that mean something to me. I'm reading the Jeff Johns Green Lantern run, and now I want to buy the 4 Earth Men Green Lantern's first appearance. Go for it. I think that's great. I still, a lot of people out there who buy comics to read comics, and that is still the way to go, because you're not throwing around crazy money either. And I think that's, especially now with the way everything is, and that's part of me making the decision to kind of make this announcement today, is because I don't want my channel just to be about price data. That's never what I wanted to do. It's more about information and entertainment than about me presenting data and talking about prices and worried about books are going up, books going down. I don't like doing that, to be honest with you. It's educational, informative, entertaining. That's what I'm here for. And that's what the next step is going to be. Hopefully entertaining. Hopefully you guys still tune in and you like that, and I get your feedback. And hey, maybe I can have one of you guys actually on the channel as well if you want to talk about a specific topic. So wait more for my announcement. But second best Bob says, but she is so beautiful. That she is. Beautiful beard. Uh blonde. I don't know if you're a blonde guy or brunette guy, but Derek says Shortbox is great. Insanely easy for selling slabs. Absolutely. If your books are priced right, they're going to sell there. That's the main key. If they're not priced right, I've seen some of the same books on there forever because people are just, they're stuck in 2020, 2021, and they're looking for outlandish pricing. Other than that, like I said before, the app is great. Born in 1981, Michael Collins says, anything 80s and 90s, I'm tuning in. Remember Dino Riders. I actually don't remember Dino Riders, but that's something I want to hear from people, what they want to talk about going forward on the channel. I want to hear stuff like that because I don't remember Dino Riders. I was born in the late 70s. So I don't know when you're born, Mike, but if you were born probably mid to late 80s, like that's kind of when I shifted off. Like after TMNT came out in like the late 80s, I think it was 88 in the toy line. Like around the early 90s, I was only collecting those Marvel superheroes and the Batman figures from the movie. And then after that, I was just chasing tail. That's what I was doing as like a 15-year-old around that time. Collecting Llama says you just got the first John Stewart today in a 5.0. What'd you pay for it, brother? You mind asking? Mind answering that? That's a great book to have. Beautiful white book. Darth, another channel member, says it to pick up ASM 129, 3.5, and Psylocke 1 second print this year. Next 181. Dude, I know you've been looking for that book for a while, man, and that's your book. That's the one you've been hunting for. I know you got the Giant Says X-Men 1. When you're ready to just pounce on it, pounce on it. There's no rush. I think there's like, I think 18,000 plus on the CGC census and still a ton of raws. If you guys watch my video Monday, you're going to see all the raw copies that they had of 181 at this show. And it was really mind boggling because there's still a lot out there. Derek says, I like when you join panel discussions like Swaggerhouse, Como, Automatic, Neo, etc. I agree with you. I had a blast on that live show that we did. We have talked about doing another one. It just has to be a topic to kind of go ahead where all of us can kind of jump in. But stay tuned with my announcement because that kind of plays a little bit into it. Lords of Brooklyn, what's going on? BK for life. For life. Greetings. Psylocke in a 9.6. Darth Lopez says, DC Chris says, as a Batman, I'm assuming fan, do you like the Doug Mensch run he did with Batman and Detective Comics? I didn't think it was bad, but I'm not like a staunch reader where I'm going to read every copy. If I've gone back and read something, I have read a few of those issues. I actually thought it was okay. I'm not a hater of that run. I know some people who are, but it's all depending on what type of Batman you like. I like the older brooding Batman. That may not be for everybody, but you don't get a lot of that either in comics now. The 80s and early 90s Batman is what I really liked. Topic suggestion: what is the greatest decade in comic book history? That is a good video, my friend. That is something I may take you up on, because there'd be a lot of debate. I think, me personally, I would say Silver Age, because decade would be tough, but I think that the 60s probably is, just because there's so many Marvel characters that came out that kind of changed the course of comic history. But people could argue, the 30s with Batman and Superman. So, I mean, then we talk about all the great incarnations of the 70s and 80s as well. That's a really hard question to answer, my friend. But it's definitely a great discussion. Like, that would be a one where I can get like 4 or 5 guys and we can debate that topic. That's a good one. Very good, man. That's what I'm looking for here. Victor Palucci, another good dude in the comic book community. What's going on, brother? I'm glad you joined us here today. Chef R.D. Harris, another friend of mine from the community. How are you? Always a big supporter of the channel. Let me say hello to a couple other people. We got about 7 minutes. I'm gonna go with the announcement, guys. I'm not gonna tit for tat tonight. I'm excited. I've been working on this for a really long time, and I finally want to, bring it out to fruition. I think it's a new step for me, and I think with YouTube comic book content getting really stale right now, and that's just my opinion. I'm sorry. I'm looking for a refresher. I'm looking for someone to come out and maybe kind of change what everybody's talking about. But we'll see. Does look infected said he's born in 73, so a little older than me. You can get stitches just by playing with a Tonker chuck and those sharp metal corners. Absolutely, man. All those die cast things you don't get anymore. And those are some of the greatest toys. Even then, I remember Matchbox, even back when, were fun to me when I was growing up as a kid. I always loved Matchbox. Anything die cast back in the day was Voltron, obviously, but other things, like even the other Voltrons, like not just the three, which is the Voltron we all know, but like the first one with the airplane head, and the second was like the weirdest Voltron of all. But all three Voltrons were just really cool. Anything die cast was amazing. George says 80s cartoons for sure, and toys. Absolutely, man. Like I said, I'm really excited. It's not going to be just that, too. I can't wait to tell you. We got 6 minutes, and yes, I am dragging this thing out. So I want to enjoy this. I want to enjoy this announcement. Second best Bob says it's nearly midnight here in England. I need to sleep. I'll catch up tomorrow for the big announcement. Good night to you, lovely chat. All right, Bob, you're going to miss the giveaway, but that's okay. It's not a huge deal. I really appreciate you, Bob. Cross Bronx says, I know there's a bunch of platforms that you can buy and sell comics, but are there any that you can trade comics? I'd love to trade up for some better grades. You know what? I don't think there are platforms that allow you to trade, unfortunately. I think the best thing to do is go to trade meetups. Like, I know Elite is going to have something at their Elite Expo next year. They had one this past year where people said it was really, really fun. I also know Greg, who does the King Con over in New Jersey. Last year, he did a big trade thing in the fall where I couldn't make it, unfortunately, but there was a big trading event that he orchestrated. So if you're in any area where they offer any trading like live with other people in the community, that to me is always the best bet. Sometimes LCSs do that too. They put on a night where people can bring their books and trade, stuff like that. That is always an opportunity, but I don't know any platforms that allow you to trade, unfortunately. Here's another old school member, Vinny Whitlock. What's going on, brother? How are you? Kevin says, how about a best cover by decade? That would be really hard, man. We could put up a poll. I used to do a show called This or That, or actually it was cop. I did a this or that and then a copper drop. So you could actually pair a bunch of covers up, maybe like 10 covers, and then we could vote on it like live. I think that would be cool. That's a good idea too, Kevin. You got some good ideas, brother. You're gonna have to start your own YouTube channel soon. Silverhawks is another one. Absolutely die-cast as well, man. Good pick, Chef. So I'm going to explain the giveaway in a little bit. Actually, I'll explain it to you right now. We got up 5 minutes before the announcement. But normally what I do is use a StreamYard picker and I put like a hashtag in there. But I'm not using StreamYard tonight. I thought I could still use the picker, but I can't. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write a number down on a piece of paper. Okay. And I'm going to say, everybody put one number into the chat. And whoever picks that number is going to be the giveaway winner. Okay. All you got to do if you win it is email me. My email is in the description of every video I put out. So make sure you just do that. And if there is a tie and two people get the same number, what I'll do is we'll do it again with those 2 people or 3 people, whoever it is, and we'll have, maybe we'll just do a 1 through 10 and do it that way. Okay? It's just the fairest way to do it. We have 38 people in the chat right now, so you have a 1 in 38 chance of winning at least the first round, right? So that's pretty good. I won't make it to like, depending on how many, we have 33 right now, so your chances are getting better and better. So, I will make it. I won't make it to like 1,000. That would be ridiculous, right? I'll make it to like, if we have 33 people, I'll make it a little fair. We'll go, maybe we'll go like 50. This way, it's not that bad. If you could put the same number in as somebody else, I'm not going to say that you can't. Okay, it's just if somebody picks the same number and that number comes out, we'll do it again with just those people. Okay, so it's no big deal. You just have to win twice, but then it's obviously if it's 2 people, it's 50-50 chance. It's not that bad. So I think that's just the fairest way to do it for me without having the StreamYard picker. So hang tight. We're gonna do the announcement soon. Lord of Brooklyn before 80s, the British invasion, the rise of the black and white indies, the emergence of the graphic novel. That was a good one because that was a big one for me, the emergence of the graphic novel, 100%. The perfect mix of creators from the golden, silver, and bronze age. Very, very good. All great ideas. Vinny says he just got his second favorite Thor cover and 8.0 candidate, Thor 165. Congrats, man. Gordon says, I got Mr. Miracle a couple of months ago for $20 at my local LCS before DCU made the announcement of his wife. Very cool. Congrats, man. Dan says, topic suggestion. Focus on a character and rate the artist through times on that. I actually, believe it or not, maybe discuss that. I actually did that years ago with my son. He was on the channel with me, and we talked about our favorite Spider-Man artists, and we ranked all the Spider-Man artists and what we enjoyed. So that I thought was really cool. Something along the same lines we could do now that I have a lot more people watching my channel, because probably had maybe like 100 people back then, but that is definitely a great idea. Thank you so much, Dan. 80s also are the best checklist in history from Marvel and DC. What do you mean by checklist? Let me know what you mean on that. OHAM. You're not late. I'm gonna do the announcement and then we'll do the giveaway after I talk about the announcement for a little bit and share some information. Okay. Derek's got a great sense of humor. He watched my video about the Garden State Comic Fest because it's out for members now of the channel. He says he's going all in on boutique mini cupcakes. So just like he said, I was trading my AF-15 for a Turok 1 earlier. That was the big announcement. So yeah, I like people with a sense of humor, so keep them coming, brother. But yeah, if you guys want to support the channel, I always like tag like cool t-shirts that I get like percentage off from 80stees.com, stuff like that on every video. So if you guys like t-shirts, like if you're a He-Man fan, I got a Manny Faces t-shirt from 80stees.com. Go check them out, because if you click the link in the videos, I get a commission off that. So they have some really great cool t-shirts. If you like 80s cartoons like me, like $30 for a t-shirt nowadays, not that big of a deal. And you always do a great job, but it's a nice, really fitting t-shirt too. All right. So Vince says, anyone here a big Captain America fan? Lords of Brooklyn says he's a big Captain America fan. Oh, Chef got some bronze ASM Mark Jewelers. Congrats, man. Very nice. All right. So it's 7:01. Okay. So let me tell you what I have been working on. Actually, let me show you. Okay. I'm going to play a little video. I might want to turn the volume down a little bit because I think it's a little louder. Maybe it's just my headphones because I was testing it out before I went live. But this is what is coming. And it's coming tonight at 8 o'clock. Okay. You ready? Let me pull it up for you guys. You ready? Moment of silence. Here we go. There you guys have it. The Mighty Rewind podcast. Now, how do I get back here? I got to get off the screen. Jeez. See how I'm not good at restream, but there you have it. That's the big announcement. New podcast coming to the channel, the Mighty Rewind podcast, or just the Rewind podcast, whatever you want to call it. So that's the big announcement. But not only that, you're going to find episodes of the Mighty Rewind podcast. The first one is actually airing tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. It's me talking myself for the very first podcast, but then I have already like 2 or 3 that I've taped that you're going to get every week, hopefully from there on with other guests that I'm having on the podcast. But not only are you going to be seeing this type of content on the Mighty Comics and Collectibles YouTube channel, but the Mighty Rewind podcast has its own YouTube channel. Okay, so I need everybody out there to go do me a favor and go check out, type in the Mighty Rewind podcast, hit that sub button because you can not only watch the video, but you could also just listen as a podcast as well on that channel. So that is the big announcement. And I've been thinking about doing this for a really, really long time because I want to talk about more stuff than just comics. And the first couple of ones you're going to see are me talking about things that are related to us growing up as kids, things that we remembered, just stupid stuff like you're like, holy shit, I totally forgot about that. And it's just, in my opinion, it's going to blow your mind. I have some incredible guests lined up. You wouldn't believe it. I don't want to spoil anything just yet, but like the first one is going 8 p.m. Eastern tonight. Just me. It's already recorded. It's ready to go about a topic that I'm very, very, passionate about. But if you remember everything that you remember growing up, and this podcast is just about that 80s, 90s, 2000s, but it could be about the MCU, it could be at the DCU, it could be at the FF movie, it could be anything that we remember. I actually have a podcast plan about all the stupid shit that me and my college roommate did in college. And when I tell you, when you hear some of these stories, you're going to laugh your ass off. So that is what I'm bringing to you guys, a new type of content. Not only will I have obviously other comic book YouTubers on the channel, but people who grew up with 80s toys, people who grew up collecting all different types of things, TV shows, movies, anything that you remember that happened yesterday that was funny, that was entertaining, that you grew up with loving, you're going to see it on this channel. So make sure that you guys are subbed up to Mighty Comics and Collectibles, and do me a favor, go sub up to the Mighty Rewind podcast. It is a brand new YouTube channel. For now, you're going to get the content on both, but eventually a lot of that podcast stuff is going to be solely on that channel. There's also a Mighty Rewind podcast Instagram account that I'm going to be making public right after this thing ends. So go follow me if you're on Instagram, Mighty Comics and Collectibles if you're not, and also at the Mighty Rewind podcast. There's going to be a lot of great stuff that is coming out. So that is the huge announcement. And yes, when I say it's huge, it is huge because I have already lined up some amazing guests that you would never thought that you were going to see on this channel. And it's coming, and it's going to be a hell of a time. I already recorded like 3 episodes. So over the next 3 or 4 weeks, you're going to get those. So that is my main announcement. So let me catch up on the chat and see the reaction to this. Maybe you don't even give a fuck. I don't care. You're also going to see me curse a lot more on this podcast because I've been pretty tame on the Mighty Comics and Collectibles YouTube channel, which I'm normally a very potty mouth, but that's okay. Anybody catch that Bulls run of the 1990s intro music there? That is some of my favorite music I've always wanted to use to introduce something, and there we have it. So, Derek says, I'm sorry, D says grails just keep growing in the background. Yeah, man. That's what collecting is all about. You just kind of go from one thing to the next, to the next, the next. It's just like my YouTube content. You go from like a really small thing to like something else that kind of grown and built into something. And now I'm hoping to take it to the next step. So if Vinny Whitlock saying, nice, I appreciate that, man. Really do. Michael says, awesome. DC Chris with a thumbs up. Collecting Llama says he prefers podcasts over YouTube, so this is great. Yeah, man. Eventually, I'll get it on like Apple Podcasts and Spotify, stuff like that. But I need to kind of grow this thing and get a following before I do that. But it's going to be a good time. I promise you that. You're going to get some crazy stories. I don't want to spoil it, but I have one already entitled Growing Up with Illegal Cable with a very special guest. It was funny. It really was a good time. So I'm excited to bring you that. Anybody know who had a cable box growing up that maybe you didn't pay for? It was a good time. So my buddy Danny says, oh boy, Joe Rogan, watch out. My boy has entered the arena. Congrats. Yeah. I hope maybe we can get Rogan on the show one day. You never know if it grows to that big. Thank you so much, Jonathan. I really appreciate that. Like the name. Thank you, OHAM. Appreciate that. Chris says, congrats and best of luck. Thank you so much. Perfect. Just what I was looking for. That has to be sarcasm, but I appreciate that. Cross Bronx Collectibles. For now, it will only be on YouTube, right? That we're going to do that for right now. Eventually, I plan on doing it. I just want to kind of grow that following first. But you could always, if you're in the car, go to the channel, pop on a thing. You'll get hopefully, hit that notification bell. It'll notify you when something goes up. Glad to see you do this. You look great. Thank you so much. Manu, what's going on, brother? So I've also talked to Manu about coming on. He knew about it. I already told him about this because I've been lining up guests to come on the podcast just in time to hear the announcement. I'll watch the playback too. I love that you're doing the pod, man. Going to be greatness. Yeah. Hopefully you'll come on and we'll have some great conversations about how we grow up and everything that's kind of going on as well too. Micro Machines. Well, you're gonna have to find out at 8 p.m. tonight in about an hour. They're gonna go live on both channels, Mighty Comics Collectibles and the Mighty Rewind podcast. But do yourself a favor, please sub up to both of them. You definitely don't want to miss this. Not yet, Darth. No Spotify yet. It's just on YouTube for now. Eventually, I want to get this thing going, and then hopefully it'd be worth it to kind of put it on Spotify and a few other platforms and go from there. We give a fuck. That's right, baby. All right, so there you go, bro. I had a legal cable my whole life. That's what this is about. I'm telling you, man. You're gonna laugh your ass off. Just stupid shit that nobody talks about. But also, we're gonna talk about comic stuff too. Don't get me wrong. We are. I'm gonna have great guests, and we're gonna talk about comic related stuff and toys and the stuff that we remember as kids. Who remember Big Wheels, stuff like that? Like I was talking about that someone today about Big Wheels. I'm like, oh, that's got to be just a podcast talking about all that stuff because Freaky Freezies. Remember those? Great. Spice Channel. There you go. Stay tuned for that video. It's coming out in a couple weeks. I'll definitely throw some sports in there. Absolutely. I don't know if I want to do politics, but you never know. I think a lot of us don't really like to talk about that stuff. We kind of want to escape those politic things when we go on YouTube or on podcasts. So we'll see. Definitely, we're going to have a good time. 100%. Yeah, I guess it is the new illegal cable. You're right. Amazon Fire Stick. So all right, so that's the big announcement. All right, again, I appreciate all you guys who tuned in. There's 40 people in the chat, and let me show you what we're giving away. And I also want to give you a backstory about this thing because it's been a while. I was supposed to give this away for the 10,000 subscriber giveaway. Okay, a good friend of mine, who's someone who's become a good friend of mine, is an amazing artist. He didn't want his name to be mentioned, but he used to do these for money. He'd recreate comic covers, verbatim. I don't want to say that's not the right terminology, but piece by piece. You could see like the discoloring on the Avengers and the Captain America Lives Again. That's because that paper that was used to make this was from the time that this book was created in the 60s. Okay. I don't remember what the year this was done. It probably says it on this somewhere because he does like to include the dates on these things when they were done. They're actually recreations of the original art, and it's amazing to find paper from that time frame to go ahead and make a recreation of iconic original art by Jack Kirby. You guys know me. I have an AF-15 print of this. I have some original art from Amazing Spider-Man 129, Hulk 1, Superman 1. He gifted me. I have a few other. I have a ASM 41, a Rhino as well that he did for me. Just an incredible artist, but more so, he's an incredible person. And he donated this for the 10,000 sub giveaway. And believe it or not, last I checked, we're 50 away from 20,000 subscribers, which is to me is remarkable. This journey for me, it's been a great part of my life to do this because I've always wanted to kind of be in that not performance, but I always knew I was kind of wanted to do something in an entertainment field. I just didn't know what it was going to be. So this is a big thanks to him. Thank you so much for doing this, brother. I know you're out there. Hopefully you'll catch this on the rewind. And just a big thank you. I'm going to show you the back because he did personalize this. In fact, on the bottom, I don't know if you could see this. Does this get bigger? No, it doesn't get bigger. But right here, bottom right-hand corner, it says Mighty Comics 10K giveaway. And of course, we just kind of blew up a little bit with all the other different content that I was doing on the channel. So again, I just really appreciate him donating this. And it's a lot of time and it's a lot of work to kind of put in. I'm uploading another picture. You guys can see the back because he did inscribe it. He says, "Enjoy. This will be my last drawing. Captain America has lived again." And he signed his name 2025. So just an awesome piece of art. Really, really amazing. Incredible guy, incredible human. So thanks to him. Jason, you're out there. Really appreciate you, brother. So that is what we're going to give away. Okay. It's already boxed up. It's ready to go. It's in a crazy box. I didn't even open it from when he sent it to me. I opened it a little, make sure it was in there. So you're getting it straight from him. An amazing, amazing original art that you're never going to get anywhere else again. So it's just a one of one, guys. Okay. All right. So we're going to go. We got 39 people in here. You can pick I'm going to write a number right down. I have a piece of paper. See it? Blank piece of paper. Okay. I'm writing down a number 1 through 50. Okay. Guys, please only write one number. You guys go ahead in the chat, put your number 1 to 50. And if, like I said before, if two people pick the same number, it's not a big deal. We'll do it again with just those 2 or 3 people who have the same number. Not a big deal. We'll just do it again with those people. So go ahead. I'm going to give you some time. Put your number in the chat, anything from 1 to 50. And I don't see anybody putting numbers in. Am I still live? I hope I am. There we go. They're all flooding in. Flooding in. First one is Manu 49, Crossbox 9, 33, Darth Lopez. Collecting Llama 37, 7, 22, 17, 42, 28, 17, 33, 13, 35, 46. Again, if I see you put something else in more than one, I'm going to remove the second number. 38, 39, 19, 11, 17, 11, 11, 17. I'm going to let this go for 5 minutes. But again, if you put a number in already, do not put another second number. Okay. There's 36 people in here as of right now. So if you put a number in, that's it. 46, I see 4, 26, 3, and I still see only 36 people. So it's only one number written down on my sheet, and I'm going to show it to you. But again, this is my big thank you to you guys for being there for me, for letting me do this for you. It's been a holler, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's been a hell of a lot of fun. So many people I've met through this community, had a great time with. I get invited to things, met people all over that do live sales. It's just so many great people that I've never would have met if I didn't get on this platform and start doing YouTube and Instagram. That's what makes this fun for me is meeting and all the people I'm going to have on this podcast. Like it's because of that as well. And they want to come on here and talk about all this stuff because I don't think other people are doing podcasts, but they're just not talking about the stuff that we're going to talk about. So we got about 4 minutes, but I see a lot of people. I'm going to actually go ahead and count how many we have so far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31. I got 31 and 41 people in here. So if you haven't put a number in there yet and you're here lingering, I don't know what you're doing, but you got 3 minutes to put your number in here. And if you've already put it in, I would listen, Dan, brother, I appreciate you wanting to skip, but I will pay for the shipping. So put a number in. All right. I'm not holding back. This is my gift back to you guys for 20K. So I'm okay with it. I didn't buy this. It was donated by a very good friend of mine. So if you want to put a number in, brother, I'm not stopping you. Gordon, I've actually thought of doing that, but I don't want to come across as an asshole. But I think I will do a podcast with somebody who wants to come on and talk about that. Because I do feel like comic book content is not about content. It's about people hanging out. And I think that's awesome. People should hang out and talk about books and book stuff, the community. I think that's great. But I don't consider that content. But I don't really want to be the guy to call people out. I'm not that guy, but I would rather talk about what do you think is good content versus stuff that is not good content. That's a better way of saying it, in my opinion. Derek says, get in there, Dan. And yes, you did. Very good, Dan. So I see another one, Agent Mobius. Good, Dan. Got your number. Derek says how over and under two. I can't even pronounce that. Uzbekistan. Is that a real place or are you just messing with me? It would be fun, but I just don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. I'm not that guy. I'll hurt, if someone's feelings deserve to be hurt, that's a different story. But most people, I would say 99% are good people, right? They just want to talk about something that they're passionate about. So, all right. 2 minutes for anybody who hasn't entered the giveaway, because once I call final, that's it. I'm going to say the word final and I will not take anything that pops up after the fact. The last comment I have is from Gordon Sisk. Right now it's Darth Lopez. He just put one in, but the last number I have is from Dan T. That's it. That is the last number. So there's 1 minute. There's under 1 minute. I'm going to say final. MJ, I just seen you pop in. Put a number between 1 and 50 for the giveaway. You got less than a minute to put a number in between 1 and 50. You got less than a minute, MJ. You're the last person in that I've seen that hasn't put a number in so far. That's here. 1 and 50, MJ. MJ, add a number. JSSS telling you too. Add a number. You got to be under 30 seconds. Put in a number, MJ. You're going to lose it when I call final. When I see 720 hitting on my screen, you're out. Cosmic Rooster, you got like 10 seconds. I don't even know. I'm just waiting for it to set the 720. But I don't see a number. I don't see a number. Oh, there it is. Popped in. All right. MJ's got it and Comic Rooster got it. We're almost at 720. We're almost there. Agent Moby says he's going to win. 28. Tony just popped that in. 720. Final. John Rowe got under it, and Tony Viviano was the last one at 28. Nobody else is entering. Nobody else. Lord Brooklyn, BK for life. You missed it. You missed it. By 7 seconds, you missed it. Sorry, brother. I called final. So I'm gonna Comic Rooster, you already put your number in. So that second number is done. I see your first number. So you're in. Okay. So do you want me to show you the number or you want me to just call out the winner? Because let me just scroll quick and make sure. Okay, I did see the number put in, but I only saw it once. So I'm actually gonna do this. Ready? Hold on. This is a good way. 49, 9, 33, 37, 7, 22. This is a good way. This way nobody gets left out. 17, 42, 28, 17. A lot of 17s. 33, and a lot of 33s too. 13, 35, 46, 4, 47, 23. Lords of Brooklyn, you already had one. So your second one didn't count. 38. Gen X, 38. Back-to-back 38s. DZ, 39. Derek, 19. Kevin, 11. Another 17. Another 11. Another 17. What are you guys just copying each other? Another 33. 3. 26. 8. Another 23. 25. Remember who I said was the last one? Agent Mobius is 42. Dan came in with the 27. This is MJ's comment. I'm here because that's when I was telling him to put a number in. The next number that came in was MJ with the 23, Michael Jordan. And then it was the Cosmic Rooster at 32, John Rowe with another 33, and the last one was Tony Viviano with a 28. All right, so I showed every number that came in. Lord of Brooklyn put 44 after that, but he already put a number in before then. Okay? And then Cosmic Brewster put a 54 after, but he already put a number. I said one number only. So I'm going to show you the number, but I'm going to scroll up to the person that won because there was one person who had the number. You ready? Actually, yeah, can you? The winner is DZE201. Congratulations, brother. You're getting Captain America. He lives again. The Mighty Comics and Collectibles. Supposedly 10K subscriber. It is the 20K subscriber, and I'm happy you got this, man. Congratulations, my friend. There was the only 39. If I had written 33, there was like 10 people with 33 and 10 people with 17. That was going to be difficult. But Robert Davis, the number was 39. We have the winner. It is DZE21. Congratulations, Danny. Well deserved. Again, I had planned on doing the StreamYard picker, but it didn't work with the restream, and I didn't know that. I guess I should have known that, but whatever. Danny, congratulations, my friend. Do me a favor, contact me, and I'll get this out to you as soon as possible. But congratulations. Again, I want to say to everybody out there who's with me tonight and who's been with me since the beginning, especially a lot of you guys have been with me for a really long time. Thank you so much. It has meant a ton to me to kind of meet everyone in this community, uh, be able to entertain and inform the way I have over the past 7 years. And I do think bigger things are coming. I promise you that. We're going to have a blast. And if you want to come on the Mighty Rewind podcast, is this on here? Can I show you this? Let me see if I can show you this quick. I apologize. And then I'm going to let you guys go. But, oh yeah, it is here. Great. Let me show you this. I wasn't sure if it was on this computer, but it is. If you guys want to be on the Mighty Rewind podcast, reach out to me at the Mighty Rewind podcast at gmail.com. Or if you follow me on Instagram at the Mighty Rewind podcast or on Mighty Comics and Collectibles, do not fret. DM me. You want to come on and talk about a specific topic that you have a passion about, do me a favor. Even if it's just for 15, 20 minutes, we will make a show out of it. We will have a fun time, man. It will be a blast. And you guys will all, and gals will all enjoy it. So again, I want to thank all of you guys one more time for being there for me and letting me be there for you. So I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for you, because I have had a blast for the past 7 years, and I continue to hopefully get better and bring you as much entertainment and information that I possibly can. So appreciate all you guys. Sean M&T, I did not see your number, brother. So I highlighted every number that came through the chat. So if I didn't highlight it, that means it did not come through my chat. So I don't know if that's the case or why that's the case, but I'm scrolling through it now. I do not see a number come through for you, brother, unless it was after what I called. So when I called final, that was it. So just keep that in mind. If it came in after when I called final, I wasn't taking any more numbers. So again, I want to say I really appreciate all you guys again. Thank you for sticking with me. And again, don't forget, 8 o'clock, the first episode of the Mighty Rewind podcast drops on the Mighty Comics and Collectibles channel, but also on the Mighty Rewind podcast channel. Go sub up to both on YouTube and on Instagram, because they will have some special content I'll only be doing on that channel. So again, like I end every video, this is Lawrence over at Mighty Comics and Collectibles saying, thank you for watching. Happy collecting.